Hello, True. My name is Carly. I work for the Daily Emerald, and we are currently doing some content and collaboration with Entitled Network. So I'll be here interviewing here for the Emerald, involving a lot of student athletes for this really, really cool video that I'm excited to see. So thanks for hopping on this. I really appreciate it. It's gonna be cool.
Of course. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
First of all, how are you? What have you been doing since, oh God, March? Since everything happened? What's been going on?
March, I think the day after they shut down school and they canceled all finals, I bounced and went home. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, spring break forever.
Yeah.
And then of course I think just about the entire team left 2 days after they announced, and then we all went home. So we were chilling for a couple of weeks. We're like, all right, it'll just be a long spring break. And after a couple of weeks, hey, maybe we should start working out. Yo, we've been here for a minute.
Yeah. This break is a little too long.
Yeah.
Really, I've just been preparing and training. I recently just got back from Southern California. I was in San Diego. I went down there just specifically for training, really, because, they said our season was canceled, but now it just came right from behind us and jumped at us. So I just stayed ready, so I didn't have to get ready.
So quarantine was very hard, especially being away in college for 3 years and then going home, living at home. That was a big change, but it worked out. It was fine. Workouts were a struggle. At the beginning, you're like, oh, I get a break from sports. I get to work on my own, do what I want. But after a while, the second month, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back and see my team. If we had a choice, obviously, I would wish we could practice together, but it was a struggle in the beginning.
I know, I was like, okay, I woke up one day and I had nothing to do that day because both my parents are working. My brother was going to, or he had work to do, and I was like, oh snap. I was like,
yeah, maybe I should be doing something.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
It was a blessing in disguise. I know it's a crazy time, but it was nice to kind of slow down and just live in the moment, if that makes sense. Just because as the certain lifestyle that I live, it's just so fast paced, and you're always looking for the next week, who's the next opponent, this and that, what next assignment do I have in school, it's just always,
When I was in Hawaii, because I'm from Hawaii, I got to go to the beach, walk on the beach with my family, runs, and that was just fun. But then after the soccer part, I was missing it. But now that we're back, it's a lot better.
But since we got back, we've been pretty much going, so.
Yeah. It's definitely a time for us to settle down, be with family. Because I bet you're probably apart from them most of the year too, which is super hard for especially student athletes, I bet. As far as your mental health and emotionally, during that time when it was unknown, that was a huge question mark on the season. How was that on how was that emotionally and all that?
Yeah, it was a big deal because at first we didn't know if we were gonna get our eligibility back. And I'm going into my junior year, and usually kind of your junior year is pretty big when it comes to the draft and going to the next level. So at first, I was worried, but then I kind of just let things fall into place, and no matter what, like I said, I just stayed ready, so I didn't have to prepare or get ready when the time came. But it was a big deal just because in my lifetime I never really experienced something. So I don't think any of us really have experienced something so crazy, just a pandemic,
During this time since March, you were away from your teammates. So how did you keep in touch with them? How was keeping that team energy up, and how was the commodity with them?
Just checking in with each other was the big part. Our coaches were good about it. We would have one-on-ones with each other every week. So we would every Thursday, I think, we would have a new partner, and they would give us a list of questions. And they're new coaches too, so it was a fresh new start. And they would we would just zoom through this, and we would all, being in Hawaii, we literally had to get up at 7, but it was worth it, just getting to know your teammates and stuff.
It's really cool though, because our coach made these videos for us to do while we were at home with our parents. It was essentially for the parents to watch, to show them hey, just toss the ball here, and then she can work on this move. Like she can work diving, rolling to the right, diving, rolling to the left, and all that stuff.
Take me back to August, Pac-12 was gonna boycott, or a lot of Oregon and a lot of SoCal schools were at the forefront of that. So kind of take me back to how you're feeling, your teammates were leading that, some of the older seniors were leading that. So how was that for you guys? And were you keeping in touch with them, your teammates and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. So, we were all keeping in touch. We kind of had a big group chat throughout the whole Pac-12 going. And everyone was just kind of discussing their feelings, and it was interesting to see what other players were thinking. It was cool to see that we felt a similar way about certain things, and it was also great to see that a lot of us felt different. I just feel that out of the whole Pac-12 at Oregon, we do things a little different.
So when you came back, obviously there's like a ton of like restrictions and workouts have to be adjusted. So how has that been like going through a routine, but yet like still having all these restrictions, and how was that like on yourself and your body and everything?
Yeah, so I would say the hardest thing adjusting to was the masks for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The COVID testing was kind of like here, like, I don't know, they kind of sprung it upon us. They would text us, I swear, like the day before so that we wouldn't get nervous. Be like, hey, by the way, come in a little early tomorrow. We're just gonna do a little nose swab. I'm like, dang it! Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like that one's not like I know the football players are about to do like rapid testing, so I'm interested to see how like they're gonna have to come in early for that every day. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, no, for us we just have to come in probably like 5 minutes earlier than usual, get our temperature taken, like get all these things checked off.
You're kind of stepping into a little bit of a bigger role this year, especially, with people leaving. You said you want like to meet more of the freshmen and get the incoming players a little bit more comfortable. Have you thought about like more of a leadership role and responsibility that you'll have this year?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, being a lot more vocal is a huge thing this year for me. That's a big goal of mine.
Like personally, one of the things I'd like to work on is being more vocal on the floor.
You've grown, as an athlete and as a person, and especially going through 2020 right now. So yeah. How do you think you've grown in those ways?
I think my freshman year started off very rocky just as a soccer player, because everyone comes in thinking that they're going to play, thinking, but it's like Pac-12 and like D1 soccer. So I feel like it was just like, I was like shocked, just like I was hit by like a storm, just like realizing that like not everyone's path is the same. And I think that was like the biggest part for me to like grow as a player and as a person.
What's keeping you motivated, throughout all the unknowns?
Yeah.
And, like you said just a month ago, so just staying ready, or how has that been?
I feel great just because our staff has kept us motivated. The only worry I have is when we play other teams, because I know for a fact they're not handling the protocols like us. But
yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to make sacrifices for, I love this sport. I love this sport very much, but I always know that football will never love you back.
Last question. What would you like to say to your fellow peers and Duck fans who are anxious to see the return of Duck volleyball soon?
So excited to be back. So excited to see everybody again. So excited for Duck Nation. Go Ducks.
Duck fans will always be there watching you guys. So good luck with everything.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's been amazing.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you so much.